I was born here in Utah. I've lived in Utah my whole life. So I really have a strong connection to the state and its people. I really couldn't imagine living anywhere else. It's my home. Hello, my name is Misty Snow. As you know, I'm running for U.S. Senate. It doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, what your background is, what your education is. You can run for office, you can make a difference in your community, you can give voice to issues you care about, you can make a difference. I think I'm going to probably exceed people's expectations in the fall. A lot of people are like, you aren't even going to get 30% of the vote. Like, oh yeah, watch me, I'm probably going to get more than that. I was elected to U.S. Senate, I'd be first millennial in the U.S. Senate. I'd also be a voice for working class people and their families in the Senate. So I'd be a voice that is currently not heard and a voice that I think is needed. I think I'll do better than a lot of Democrats have done previously. And I don't think it's necessarily even impossible to win. It's an uphill battle, but I think there's a lot of factors at play this year that work to my advantage. So I've really advocated very strongly for raising the minimum wage. I think we need to fight for like a living wage. $7.25 an hour is not a living wage. You can't live on that in Utah or anywhere else in the country. I care a lot about paid maternity leave for our mothers. I invest in clean energy to try to clean up our air. Polling shows that in the state of Utah, no state is more dissatisfied with its air quality than Utah. Trans people tend to be really strong advocates for women's reproductive rights. Well, as a trans person, having access to like an OBGYN is also important to me because trans people, that's who they go to for their health.
This year's Senate race is so exciting. We have a Republican incumbent, Mike Lee, who is a fierce adversary to LGBTQ equality. All Democrats in the state of Utah have an uphill battle on statewide races and in federal races. But that is kind of how our community, the LGBT community, is here in the state of Utah. We know that the odds are stacked against us, but we're going to keep fighting anyway. So in that context, we have Misty Snow, who comes along, this long shot candidate who is transgender, works in a local grocery store as a cashier, and she wins the Democratic primary. And she is fueled by the passion that Bernie Sanders has ignited across the nation. And she sees in herself an opportunity to step forward and to lead the way and to challenge Senator Mike Lee. And it's very exciting.
Beyond just being a transgender candidate, I think Misty is breaking new ground and that she's unapologetically progressive, and Utah hasn't had that for some time.
I would hope that whether or not she's transgender is not part of the issue. For me, no, it's the fact that she's running as a Democrat is more important and speaking out for everyone.
Well, I've always known. I think I first expressed that I wanted to be a woman when I was like 4 years old, but I didn't really understand that. That's just something that I've always struggled with my whole life, and I didn't have a lot of support for that growing up, and I didn't really take the steps to transition until my late 20s.
I think Misty Snow is an incredibly brave person, and she's a very principled person to actually do what she's been doing. I ran for office last year, and it's very clear that transgender people do not have enough seats at the table. We don't have adequate representation. To see Misty Snow decide she's going to jump up and go for the top level is amazing.
Day by day, it's always seems like there's multiple things every day, and it just keeps me busy. I just got to keep doing it, and a lot of people tell me I make a difference just by running, so.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.